All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. Today is day 21 of paying my bills with dividends. Pretty exciting stuff today. Did a research video yesterday, real basic on how I do research, how I use Snowball and Seeking Alpha and that kind of thing to do just some gut check stuff. How I use AI to check the tax stuff. And as you can see, I just got some blood work done. I actually recorded these videos out of order. So because of the blood work and some other stuff and traffic, blah, 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 I had to come home and the market was about to close. So I jumped on and did the investing already. So this intro is like out of order. It's messing with my brain here, being out of order. But I did light up a fine cigar. This is my second one of the day. This is Caldwell the Savages. Look at that picture right there, that guy. Well, I also have that same one on my water bottle. So, love Caldwell cigars. I bought this at Anthony's Cigar Emporium in Phoenix, Arizona. So, if you want some good cigars, go there. They have a pretty fine selection. So, that's where I bought this one, and it's pretty good. I think I bought it back in like November. So, it's been in my humidor a while, and it's pretty awesome. So, all right. You get to see my my wheelbarrow, my old school wheelbarrow, moving wood around right now to stock up wood so that I can burn more firewood on cold days. And during the summer, I like to get up early in the morning and have a fire because in Idaho, it's kind of nice, even though it'll be 100 degrees during the summer. During later in the day, early in the morning, it'll be like 50, 60. And so that temperature gap is pretty nice, pretty good. Get up super early, have a cigar, grab some coffee, enjoy the world that we live in, people. No point making all this money if you don't enjoy it. All right. With that said, the reason I'm getting blood done is, I'm all about, keeping your life, keeping yourself healthy, right? So that doesn't mean just working out and eating right. That means, get some blood work done, make sure that you're what's going on in your system because you may not even know, right? Like my iron levels were super high. And if I'd left it like that over time, would have caused organ damage, some other problems, and that kind of thing. So, got my blood work done. Iron super high. Only way to get the iron out of my body is I got to pull blood out. And so, been doing that. Did that last weekend, the week before, and I got one more of these before we're gonna give it a couple weeks and then test my blood again and see if that worked. So, just no, like I've said before, no point in making all this money if you're unhealthy and life sucks. I've got a right on the other side of the screen. I'm looking at my rucking backpack because it's reminding me right after this I got to go work out. So I got up this morning, worked out, now I got to go do it again. So got to stay healthy and keep my body, rocking. And then all right. With that, let's jump into it. We're gonna go over the stuff I researched yesterday. I've updated all my sheets and not completely, but with what we did yesterday, and then a little bit more. So we're gonna get into that. That's pretty exciting, and I'm excited for today. Today's a good day. We're getting lots of dividends rolling. Things are booming. It was a red day today, so buys. I was able to get our shares a little bit cheaper, and life is good. All right. So with that, let's get into it. I'll share my screen. All right, before I do that, oh my gosh, my video is so big. I'm like taking up the whole screen. All right, with that, before I get started, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Um, I strongly recommend doing your own research on any investments that you do. Don't take my investments and go the performance Joe's getting or what he's getting is going to work for me because it may or may not. That's just the way it goes. The way it worked yesterday is not the way it's going to work today. The way the market was last week doesn't mean it's the way the market will be next week. That is the nature of things. So, definitely do your own research, manage your own money, keep control of your own money. As far as make sure you know where it's going to go and what's going to happen to it, because making money is hard, losing it is easy, right? So, that's one of the things when I make money, I make sure that I hold on to it tight and I don't do anything completely stupid. Although you may think my portfolio and the way that I do things is stupid, that's fine. We live in a free country. I'm free to manage my own money and do what I want with my money, and you're free to have an opinion about it, I guess. So, but if you do have some constructive ideas on doing stuff better, feel free to put them in the comments. I do read all those, and I will respond. Even if I think you're an idiot, you may think I'm an idiot. I had a guy the other day. He was like, "Joe, this is stupid." I'm like, "Well, that's awesome." Maybe so. Guess we'll find out. We're gonna find out together. So whether or not this is dumb or not. All right. So that being said, I was talking to an investor this morning. He's been investing for 25 years. He actually liked my strategy and is implementing some of it into his stuff. But I've been investing a little bit over a decade now. It took me several strategies to get to the point where I kind of got this thing figured out. And then strategy number 6 is what got me free to pay all my bills with dividends. And so that's where we're at with that. Strategy number 7 is this one, using some new tools that I really didn't use before, like some weekly pay ETFs and that kind of thing. And so I didn't have Snowball Analytics. Robinhood didn't exist. I didn't have these weekly paying ETFs. If Robinhood did exist back then, I didn't know about it, right? So I used Schwab historically always, and now for this, I'm using Robinhood. All right, so strategy number 7, grow some dividend income to cover all my personal expenses. Here's all my personal expenses. I'm going to let you read those. I don't need to read them. You can read them right there. So a total, I need to get dividends to about $8,580 a month. Last time to get to $10,000 a month took me 3 years. So I'm going to see if I can get to $8,580 in a year. Year and a half is my goal. So if I can cut my time frame in half, great. That's what I'm looking to do. All right, so how I'm going to do it, I'm going to use my weekly paying ETFs, which I'm going to go over and invest in later in this video. And I've been investing in every single day for 21 days. You can kind of see the growth there, how much we're hitting. And we're going to edit some of the numbers here so it'll all make sense to you. The shares of the weekly payers will be bought evenly per number of shares. So I'm just buying one every single day. And I'm dollar cost averaging on it daily. So I'm not trying to time the market where I'm buying low and any of that stuff. I'm just dollar cost averaging. I like dollar cost averaging. It seems to work out the best for me. Whether it's the right strategy for you, you're gonna have to determine that on your own. It's just what I like, right? So I actually went to an investment conference one time 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and this guy went over how dollar cost averaging works and how in the long term dollar cost averaging always beats the guys who are consistently trying to buy low, sell high kind of thing. Dollar cost averaging wins. And so, I played it out for myself both ways, where I bought on red days and, didn't buy on green days, and then the dollar cost averaging every single day, no matter what the stock market did. And sure enough, guess what won? Dollar cost averaging. So that's kind of the way I did it, and that's why I did it this way. A couple of people are like, why don't you just buy all of this one thing? And I'm like, well, I like dollar cost averaging across multiple different investments. I don't like to do all in one basket. That's just for me. I just don't want to have all my eggs in one basket or even in one segment of the market. All right. So I'm going to take $300 a day of my own money, and I'm going to put it into the weekly payers, and I'll reinvest all the dividends back into them. Then I'm going to do that until I hit $400 a month of distributions. So you'll see that there. And then from there, 50% of the distributions, once I hit that $400, I'm going to be taking $200 a month of those distributions. Of course, those will be growing over time, but I'll be putting those into the monthly payers, which are going to pay my bills. And then I'm going to put 50% back into the weekly payers to control my costs there. So those weekly payers, their biggest problem is share price depreciation. So people talk about NAV erosion, blah, 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 but that's fine. They can talk about that all they want. The bigger worry to me is me losing my capital. Share price depreciation is my biggest worry there. And so because if I ever want to sell them, I don't want to sell them at too big of a loss. So that's why I dollar cost average down and up with them. And so when they're going down, I'm buying them down as well. So margin will be used once the account has reached $2,000, which I did, on the first. And I've been using margin ever since, and you'll see how I'm using that margin and where I'm at margin wise. All right. Well, so once the weekly payers are at $400 a month, and the $300 a day will also be split between the weekly and monthly payers. So I won't be able to buy the one of each of the weekly payers anymore per day. I'll still buy them in order. It'll be a few on Monday, a few on Tuesday, that kind of thing. So shares of the monthly pairs will be about evenly per number of shares as well, and I'll be used dollar cost averaging as well. The monthly pairs, the goal is average 10% return. I'm going to weight them towards tax efficiency, which I updated my sheet, so it does that, and I will, diversity will also be considered. So I want to be diversified across multiple parts of the market, but tax efficiency is the most important piece of this, right? So monthly pairs will pay the personal expenses. And here's my personal expenses. So how many days will it take me to hit each one of these? Today is day 21 of investing. So we're going to find out how long it takes to make that happen. All right. So here's my sheet. Here's the weekly payers. This is my current portfolio is only the weekly payers. So I've got blocks, Maggie, PLTW, HOW, Top W. So got a lot of roundhill stuff in here. Just because it kind of fit the strategy and it's where it paid on the day that I needed. That's it. So the rec shares ones, I've got the Tesla one and the NVIDIA one. For a while, the Tesla one was sucking. Now it's not doing too bad. So, I'm happy with its performance. The Walmart one actually sucked, when we first started buying it. Now it's not. So that's doing well. The Tap Alpha, these are newer funds. They're the Lift series. And I've been actually pretty pleasantly surprised with how those have worked. So, good job on that. And then Chippy, which is our only Yield Max fund. And the reason for that is because I've been kind of unhappy with Yield Max lately. The last year has kind of pissed me off with those guys. So I've been, not just my own money. I didn't put very much money into Old Tier, Misty, or any of that stuff, but I know a lot of people who did, and they did not bear. It didn't end up well for them. All right, so. But Chippy's been kicking ass, so maybe they can keep that one up and it'll keep working. And if they do, great. All right, so I've got a couple more crypto things. I got crypto up here, more tech. I got tech, tech all day. Even though Tesla's automotive, it's still tech to me. Walmart's one thing that's not tech, and then I got some broad market with the SPY, and then the NASDAQ 100 stuff. Then semiconductors, and then I've got crypto, Ethereum, and Bitcoin funds. So this dividend yield is not up to date, by the way. This is up to date as of like a week ago. So this fluctuates like crazy. So, but we are averaging about 35% return in there, so that's good. All right, so a couple things that I did in here yesterday on the research video. I put in the yield as of yesterday. Obviously, we know what the payouts are, what the total return is. Obviously, we can see some of the total returns are great, some of them not so great. But I wanted to put in here what type of if they're tax efficient, yes, no, ordinary income, that kind of thing. And then we've got some return of capital, which is tax efficient. And then, some mix, so return of capital, qualified dividends, that kind of thing. And then ordinary income ones that are not tax efficient, I marked those down. So those ones are, just because of the tax efficiency, are going to get knocked right out, right? So unless something's got an insane return, that would make sense to me to be able to pay the taxes on it and whatever, then maybe I'll add those in. But most of the time for this type of thing, when I only am going to pick 13 of these, I'm normally in an account, I'm going to do a blend, 50% tax efficient and 50% not. And then I'm just going to pay the taxes on the half that's not tax efficient and just, I just need extra income. But in this case, I want everything to be tax efficient. So what we're going to do is try and get our taxes in here as low as humanly possible as well, so that I can use as much of my money to pay my bills as possible. So right now we've got, anything that's return of capital is going to go to the top of the list. We've got some, mixed efficiency here with like GPIQ and GPIX. And then we've got a lot of return of capital up here in the NEOS funds. And so we'll probably end up using some of those. We'll use some of these other ones. We're going to pick probably 10 of them to start out with, and then give ourselves some flexibility to add some more in later. But we haven't even reached that point of investing in the monthlies yet. All right, so dividend payouts, I didn't update this yet. Uh-oh. All right, let's do that. Let's go get them. All right. Let's go find my dividends. Where'd they go? Can't have that. We got to put those in there. All right, type dividends, go. All right, so PLTW and HOW are the ones that I need down in here. PLTW, HOW. 4. I talk to myself a lot. Some of the best conversations I have are had right here. So talking out loud, that's what I do when I'm working through stuff. 1.84 is PLTW, $1.84. And then $5.67. 5.67. All right. So day, and I gotta fix these. I think those are slightly off, but is today day 21? It is. All right, so we're going to do that. Let's do this, that deal there. Copy this. I'm gonna make it easy on myself. Copy paste. All right. So this should pull my formulas down. So let me get these going real quick. Didn't make as much today, but still $7.51 isn't too bad. We're gonna go with that, and now I'm at $97.27, and I'm at $6,600 invested. So in the last 21 days, I've invested $66 or $6,600. And the way the math works on that, because for those of you who are like, that doesn't make sense. I thought he was doing $300 a day. One of those days was a holiday, so it was Easter. And Good Friday, and so that investment didn't happen. And so the way that I work on holidays, I'm going to put an additional $300 in the day after the holiday. So whenever the market opens again. So that's why that number looks like that. So even though it's 21 days of investing, I've invested $6,600, and then my total dividends is a little bit under $100. We're going to crack over $100 tomorrow, way over. So it'll be great. And then as you can see, let's go over to Snowball Analytics real quick. That $6,600 that I just talked about, where we go, $6,600. I now have $7,056 in here, and it says 6615, and that is because Robinhood gave me 3 shares of Berkshire B, and I ended up selling them all to put the money in here. But yeah, that's if you sign up for a gold account with Robinhood, which the link is down below. Link to get a trial and a discount on Snowball Analytics is also about down below, and links to all this stuff is down below. So if you sign up for anything down there, any money I get from the $5 for Robinhood or the $5 for Snowball, I will invest all that money into this account, so you can see what the impact of small amounts of money does too. So it'll be kind of fun doing that. All right, so let's go back to the dividend payouts. Pretty happy with the dividend payouts where we're at, 97.27. Obviously, it's not enough to cover me the difference between the $300 and what I need to buy 1 share of each one of the weeklies right now. So, but I'm hopeful that it'll tip over and there'll be enough dividends coming in so that the $300 I can still buy my shares, but there's enough dividends in there that it's paying down our margin debt as fast as we're accumulating it. So we're going to find out if that's the case. We're going to find out. These green days that we've been having over the last week, not been helping. Our share prices has gone up, and it's caused a whole bunch of issues when it comes to share price appreciation. Has gone faster than I expected, and so our cost per share has gone up significantly. So, but that's the way investing works. That's the way investing works. All right, so let's. I'm not going to do the investing now because I already did it. But I am going to attach it to this video, so it's going to look like I'm doing it right now. So that's the way it's going to go. Thanks for everybody for sticking with me. Let's jump into buying those shares right now. All right, let's get these purchases in. Today being a red day on a lot of these, it's kind of interesting. So maybe we can buy down a little bit from where we have been. But we're still up almost across the board. PLTW, it's funny. One of the ones that's down since we started is PLTW, and then it's up today. And then almost everything else is down. So the Walmart one is up, Chippy's up, everything else is red. So we're just going to jump into this thing and get these orders in. It's like 15 minutes or 19 minutes before the markets close. So I am going to get into it. But even with it being down, as you can see, we're up pretty significantly over the last, few weeks that we've been investing. We're still at almost 8.5% up on share price appreciation. And then we got those dividends stacked on top of it. As you saw, we're eating into some margin. We're $290 in margin, even with the $300 I put in today. So, and I'm kind of dark down here, so I'm going to have to move around. But we're going to had to move out of the sun and into the shade, and now the sun's behind me, and it's kind of weird. All right, so let's get these orders in, and we'll get rocking here. So limit buy, do 1570 is the limit price or the current price, and we're going to do 1562 is the bid. So we're going to drop that down to 1563 and see if that'll go through. Let me make sure my audio's on so we can hear those chimes come in if they do. And it looks like that went right through. So it being a red day for some of those, It looks like they're just going to rock right through there. So this one, $65, $65.90 is the bid. $65.91 is the current price. So let's see if we can get it for 64 or $64.91. See if we can get it for $64.91. HOW. Let's increase our price on that. 2807 is the ask. 2803 is the bid. Let's go to 2804 on that one. And those ones, I think, because they're in the red already today, I think some of those ones are going to go crank right through here. So this should go a lot faster than it normally does. Limit price or bid price is $26.50. $26.54 is the current ask. So there's not much difference between those. So let's go $26.51. Actually, let's go $26.50 and see if we can get it through there. Right on the nose. So $26.50. All right, let's do it. PLTW, and that went right through. Means I'm coming in high on those. So PLTW, which is up today, but we're still down 1.77% on that one. The current price is $24.42. The bid price is $24.35. Let's go down to $24.35 and see if we can get it to go through for that. All right, TDAX. Let's get this one. $22.91. The current bid is $22.73. So let's go down to that. So that's quite a bit below the current price. So, but let's see if we can get it. Top W. So far, these orders are just ripping right through. Even Chippy went through, and NVII, all that stuff. All right, so top W 37.36. 37.30 is the current bid price. So we're going to go down to that. Look at that current price, $37.50. Current ask $37.36. So let's drop that as low as we can get it. See if we can get that go. And it went right through. All right, TSII. Increase our position into that. We'll go limit. Current bid price is $18.36. Ask is $18.41. Let's go all the way down to $18.36. The bid price just went up to $18.38, but I'm still going to put it at $18.36 and see if I can get it to go through that. TSYX, I think is the next one. Make sure I don't buy more than one of these like I did that one time. Don't want to do that again. All right, so $22.63 is the current bid. Current price is $22.84. Let's go see if we can get it for $22.62. That's the current bid. So let's do that. The Walmart one, WMTI, I'm going to increase that, do a limit buy, see if I can get that bid price as close to that bid price as possible. $27.47, $27.41 is the current bid price. So I'd like to get it for that if I could. YBTC, let's do increase position, limit. And we'll do $21.54 is the current bid price, and then the current price is $21.60. So I bet we can get it for $21.54. Let's do that. All right, Yeth. That one's also down today, not significantly 1%, but let's see if we can get it a little bit cheaper. Obviously, we're not dollar cost averaging down because our current average price is $11.65, and the current price is $11.85, and the bid price right now is $11.83. So we're dollar cost averaging up, unfortunately, even on a red day. So, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So TDAX didn't go through, at the current bid price. So we're going to go 1 penny above that. I'd like to keep it below the current price if I could. I don't like paying full price for stuff. So 1836 is the current, is the 1838 is the current bid price. The current price is 1842. We'll go up to the current bid by 2 cents. And we'll do 2262. Current bid price is 2265. We'll do 2266, which is still cheaper than the current price. So we'll see if we can get that cheaper. Walmart, bump that through 2770 or 2744. Is the current bid. The current price is $27.47. Let's go $27.45. See if we can get it 2 cents cheaper. All right, YBTC. Let's do this. $21.55 is the current bid. current ask 21.57, and the current price is 21.60. So let's see if we can get it a couple cents cheaper. Let's just bump them by a penny until we can get them to go through, or 2 pennies on this one. That one, the bid price and the current price and the ask price were all pretty close to the same. So, almost bought 2 of those. Maybe that's what I did on that PLTW last week or a couple days ago, was maybe I accidentally bumped it to an extra. Instead of bumping the pennies, I bumped the number of shares I was buying. So, came in here and my numbers were off. I'm like, why do I own one more of those than the others? One of these things is not like the other. So I'm just going to bump all these up a penny until they go through. This Walmart one is 27.47 is the current price, and I'm 27.46. I don't know if I'm going to be able to even get it to go through. Oh, I did. Woo! All right, saved myself a penny. A penny's a penny, especially when you're trying to get your average price down keep it as low as you possibly can. So we'll bump all these a penny, see if we can keep it below the current prices, and do what we can. It's working out pretty good, as you guys can see. Obviously, this is not indicative of what it's always like, but generally speaking, with dollar cost averaging this way every single day, keeping my prices down as low as I can go, I've done pretty well over the years. This has been my strategy for probably about 6 years now, to come in here and do this type of buying and this type of dollar cost averaging, and it's worked out. It's worked out for me. So that doesn't mean it's right for you. You may get 10 grand and go, I'm going to put it all in one thing. If that's for you, then knock yourself out. That's not for me. I don't do that. If I get 10 grand, I'm going to blend it across a bunch of things over a period of time, so that I can dollar cost average and keep my share prices down. Now, that being said, if it's a total red day, I might take that opportunity to buy more. But that's usually what I use margin for. So if I see a red day pop up, because I don't have much cash, I don't keep any cash. That's somebody asked me how much money's in my emergency fund, and I was like, what's an emergency fund? I don't have one of those. The way that I do it, if emergency comes up, I take on a margin loan, pay off the emergency, and then I let my dividends pay down the margin. So that's just me. That's how I work. So that's not for everybody. Some people need to have that emergency fund, so they got that mental clarity of like, I know no matter what, I've got some money sitting in the bank. But I like my money working for me at all times. And so what I found is I really don't have any emergencies. I just don't. That's just the way. So all right, I don't know why these aren't cranking through. The market's still open, so let's keep bumping these by a penny until they all go through. So I'm at the ask price. Bid price is this has to go through at this number. I don't know why it's not. So the market's a weird thing. So sometimes you get them cheaper, like we did with a bunch of them, and sometimes you're buying them at the current price, or at the current ask price. So especially if you do it this way. This morning in my main account, I got up and I put all my buy orders in for the day, and as prices went down and fluctuated, they worked their way down to what the pricing I wanted to get. So just know that sitting in front of this is not how I normally do it. Normally what I'll do is I'll go, hey, I think I can get this thing for, it's 22, my current, like TDAX, for example, my average price is 21.26. The current price is 22.76. I'm going to put in a buy order for 22.50 or something. So I'm going to see if I can knock it down, as close to my current price that I've paid before. But sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Other times I've gotten crazy. I'm like, if this thing went down $5, I would love to get it. And I put in a buy order, and sometime during the day, it went up to that price or went down to that price. I got it for that price, and then it went back up. So that's why I like using limit buys. Good for the day. I'll put them in the morning, and then just let them rip all day. I usually will get in around 1 p.m. and just check to see how they went. So if they're on my list and I need to order them, then I'll push the order through, but by increasing the price. But oftentimes I can put a limit buy order in the morning, and then sometime throughout the day it hits it, right? So bango, I'm happy after that. All right, so here let's go look at Snowball. A couple things here is, as you've noticed probably that passive income percentage went down, and that's because PLTW's dividend that it paid out yesterday or today. It's today, Tuesday. Yeah, paid out today wasn't as good, and so it dropped significantly. And you go look at PLTR's chart, you'll see why, right? So the share price of PLTR has been going down. And so sometimes those dividends will fluctuate, but when PLTR is going up, the dividends coming out of PLTW traditionally or historically for me have gone up with it. And so I know that, and I'm not too worried about a 1 week payment not being perfect. So we're just going to keep buying it and see how it goes. Now, if PLTR takes a nosedive, we might have a problem, right? So, but that's anybody who owns, Palantir stock might be having an issue. All right, so we got our transactions through. Let's go back to Robinhood real quick and make sure all those went through. Maggie is still stuck at 21. Did I not put an order in for Maggie? I got a couple minutes. Let's knock that one through because that number looked off to me. Increased position. That told me that order didn't go through. So let's do limit, one share, 45.37 is, so the current ask price is 45.31. So let's go 1 penny above that, or bid price. See if we can get this to go through real quick. I light up a new cigar here, so I'm like, let's go. All right, I'm already onto the next here. So, place, bump this by a penny. Don't know why it's not going. Let's get it. Let's go. All right. So my order Maggie went through. I'm not sure if this is going to allow me to sync again. Let's go back to the 14th and just do a sync and see if it'll let me sync that purchase of Maggie. If not, it's going to skew my numbers slightly for this video. And that's the way it goes. Technology, plus I didn't put the order through that, but it looks like it did go through. So let's make sure we're good on all these this time. 22. The Walmart one is off because I bought that one later. But there we are. We got those ones. Let's do a sync. And as you can see, I'm now $658 in margin debt. So tomorrow when I put in the $300, it'll knock it down to $358.01. So every day I'm accumulating more. I'm buying more on margin. That's because I believe that at a certain point the dividends will be higher than what my difference is on those. And it'll probably be about the same time as when I start buying those monthlies. All right. So as you can see, I'm messing with this stupid thing because I got blood drawn today. It's messing me up. All right. So let's get this done. Let's go ahead and sync this. It's already synced. So we're now at $2,787.98 a month or a year. And I wish it was a month, but someday soon it'll be there. But that's per year in dividends. And so what does that equal out to per month? Let's go over here and take a look. So we're at $227.11 per month. That'll be hitting our account. So $7.47 per day. So we're well over halfway to our $400 a month goal in here. And as you can see, just reinvesting the dividends, we'll be doing great. But we're going to do a lot more than that. We're going to invest that $300 a day. Plus, we're going to use some margin to make this happen faster. All right. So as you can see, week to week, $11.27 to $15.07 tomorrow, and those numbers are set in stone. So that's what I'm going to get paid tomorrow. Is that $15.07, and then on Thursday, which is going to be a pretty big day, we're gonna have quite the jump from 1736 to 2246. So this is actually getting close to how much in addition in margin that I'm spending every single day. So we need that number every day. So in order for us for that 300 to cover us. So hopefully. as we're doing this, the dividends are increasing. As you can see, PLTW kind of screwed us a little bit, screwed up our flow because we got $4.07 last week, and then we only got $100.93 today. But and the bump from HOW didn't make up for it. But that's the way it goes sometimes with these weeklies. They'll go up, we'll go down. Will PLTW pay more next week or less? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. So let's get into the analytics real quick, or the goal. I'm still at 3%, but as you can see, investing that $6,000 per month, reinvesting the dividends. I put in here reinvest dividends, yes. And then I need to get to that $102,960, and I'm 3% of the way there. And then it's achievable in 3 years. I think we're going to speed that process up, but we're going to find out if that's the case, if my theory is correct on whether that's going to work or not. So let's go back to the dashboard real quick. As you can see, in each one of the categories, I'm in the green. That doesn't mean in each one of them I am, because down here you'll see that the PLTW, which has been in this portfolio, has been a drag, but it's not down that much. It's not down that much, so it's not too bad. I'll take it. So let's go look at what the big losers are and winners. So over the last few days, yesterday was like a hybrid, like green day, red day, kind of flat, day. But the day before was really green. Everything was in the green. Nothing was in the red. Then today, a lot more red than green, obviously. So that's just the way the market is. I'm sure there's something going on in the news, Iran, blah, blah, that's causing all this. But who knows? Or maybe people just lost their minds. Who knows? They're investors, man. Retail investors, just like myself. I kind of make fun of retail investors, but like the people that are in the market that are growth investors who are like, I'm gonna buy low and sell high, generally end up doing the opposite. They end up buying high and selling low because they emotionally can't handle the dips, and they go, they have a panic, and then they sell, and then it comes back and they're like, shit, I shouldn't have done that, and then they just do it again. So for me, I'm a buy and hold guy. I'm here for the income. I'm an income investor, and so I just buy and I hold this shit forever. And if it doesn't work out and it totally tanks, which has happened to me one time, I invested in one thing and then it got delisted. That's only happened once, and it was actually a REIT of all things. I can't even remember which one it was, but it got delisted, and they returned what money was left in it to me. But that was the only time. Other than that, I have in my main account, I have over 230 holdings, different REITs, BDCs, ETFs, closed-end funds, you name it. I've got them in there that pay income and meet my strategy. And some of them are up, some of them are down, some are sideways. But the cool thing is every day when I get my dividends, I take 50% and reinvest them back in. So not sure what. Robinhood just told me it's now extended hours, so the market is now closed. But you can still buy. You can do extended hours purchases and that kind of thing. I do that somewhat regularly. When I'm not making this video, the reason I want to get those buy orders in before the market closed is because of my strategy of doing limit buys, the way that I just did it, works better when the market is open. When the market is closed, though, sometimes I'll come in here and my other account, and I'll go, aftermarket orders are coming in, and it's driving the market down significantly, and a certain share of something that I have, it drops significantly, and I could actually put an order in for that thing. So let's just say PLTW suddenly was like, I'm going to drop like 10%. I might buy a share of it, in my other account. In here, I've got a thing that I'm doing. So, all right, with that, that's all I got for you today. Happy investing. Go out and get it. Do some research. Go back to, the way that I did some research. I like doing research in a really basic, but you can go back to the previous video that I just posted yesterday about researching investments. It's short, simple. I didn't go super detailed into it. I just wanted to kind of give you like what my initial gut check is on the research. So take a look at that. And, as always, love the comments, appreciate the feedback. And, if you're a dividend investor, you got some ideas on some of the monthlies that I missed that are, tax advantageous ETFs that have a return above 10%. Then feel free to comment them, and then I can add them to my list. All right. Thanks, everybody. Happy hunting, and we'll see you all tomorrow.